Hey y'all, this is Kim with Creative Escapades. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm so excited that you joined me today, and I'm excited to show you what I'm going to be making. So sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy the video. Today I'm working on a project that I actually started several months ago. This is a piece of plexiglass that I did a acrylic dip in or on, and I want to get it finished up today. I'm going to get it put into this frame, and I've got a second piece of plexiglass that has some holographic vinyl on it, and I'm going to attach that as well, and then I'm going to put some permanent vinyl design on the front. So I'm just going to use hot glue, and I'm just going to put a little bit in each corner just to hold this first piece of plexiglass in. And I put the plexiglass in upside down so that the acrylic paint is actually on the inside of the frame, and that way it won't get scratched or messed up in any way, and it will leave it with a really nice shine on the outside of the plexiglass. And I've got this tubing here that I'm just cutting up in little pieces, and I'm going to use that and put it into the corners and along the sides so that I can put the piece of holographic plexiglass in, but I don't want it right up against the back of the acrylic paint. I kind of want to give it some depth. So these little pieces of tubing will do two things. It will hold the acrylic paint piece in place, as well as I'll be able to attach the holographic piece of plexiglass to them as well, and then I'll get that depth that I'm after. So I'm just using hot glue to put those into place, and you know how stringy hot glue is, so I am going to try to make sure that I get all those little strings out of there, because I don't want them to be across one of those little clear areas where there's no paint. Actually, I call those my cells, because that's what happened after I dipped it into the paint. It developed those cells, and I think it's really turned out cool after it dried. So just getting them all into place. We'll make sure I have the little pieces of tubing in each corner and then all along the edges. The reason why I didn't stretch the tubing out and just glue one long piece around each side was it's been in a roll, so it's curled, and it was really hard to get it to lay flat. So now I'm just making sure I don't have any more hot glue strings on the back side of the painting. Just very gently rubbing it and making sure that it's in there good and tight. So you have it, it looks like it's a painting behind glass. So now we're ready to put the second piece with the holographic vinyl, and this will be faced inward, and so I'm just going to put some hot glue along all those little pieces of tubing, and then lay the holographic piece down on top. And I'm going to work my way down. I got the top part of it down, and now I can get to the ones towards the bottom. You know how quickly hot glue can turn cold and your piece won't stick unless you get it on your finger. Then it stays hot forever. So put a little bit more here in this corner and a little bit in the other corner. And then hold it down for a second and it will be on there securely. And then turn over, make sure, and I love it. It gives it a great deal of depth with the cells, and you see that shine of that holographic beneath there. It's really cool. So now I'm going to go and cut out my vinyl that I want to put on here, and I'm using the permanent vinyl so that it will, I can put it on the outside. And this is kind of a really detailed, it's a Mandala Peacock flower. So it's going to take me a little bit to weed out all the parts that I don't want. So I trimmed it down, and now I'm just going through and weeding it out. And this isn't hard to do, it just is long to do. But once you get it all weeded out, the design is gorgeous. Making progress. Just got this top corner pretty much all that's left. And here we go. So now I'm going to put some transfer tape over the top of it, pull it from the backer paper, and then we'll put it onto our picture. Just trying to decide exactly which way I want it to go. I kind of wanted to put a little quote on here as well, so I want to make sure that I have enough room for both. And maybe turn it a little bit more like this, maybe, I don't know. Put the quote up in here. So I'm going to cut the quote out of white permanent vinyl, and so you have that contrasting white and black. So now we're ready to put the peacock feather onto the top of the plexiglass, and just making sure that I get it lined up right where I want it. Letting this side closest to the frame lay down first. And then gently rubbing it onto the plexiglass. I think that's going to be so pretty. And once I got it on here and I removed the transfer tape, I used my heat gun and just at a very good distance away from the plexiglass, I just gently warmed up the vinyl and then rubbed it down again just to make sure that that adhesive on the back of the vinyl was warmed up just enough to secure to the plexiglass. You don't want to put too much heat on the vinyl or the plexiglass because you can warp the plexiglass and you can burn your vinyl. So just if you ever do that, just make sure that it's short bursts of heat and not directly onto your vinyl. And I'm just rubbing down places, making sure that it's adhered to the surface of the plexiglass. And that's the reason why I did use the heat gun. I wanted to make sure that there was no places that I missed. There's one little spot right here that it's pulling up the design. So I want to make sure that that stays flat on the surface. And we're almost there. It's better to go slow when you're transferring your vinyl than to just rip it off and take the possibility of tearing your design. So I got one little place right here. Make sure it's flat. And I think it's looking good. I love it. It gives it another feeling of depth when you have the vinyl on the top and then the designed acrylic colors underneath, and then beneath that you have that holographic. It's really, really pretty. I got one little piece of vinyl that I missed when I was weeding, so I got that off of there, and now I'm ready to do my little quote. And we'll put it right over here on the opposite side of where the feather is. Try to center it, and I think it's going to look great. Right here is where I want to put it. So I'm going to go cut it out. Be right back. And here we are. So the first thing I'm going to do is I was going to try to weed it off of here, but the letters, some of the letters that I used were very thin, so I trimmed it down first and got it to where it was just right around the quote itself, and got rid of all the excess vinyl. And then when I could not get it to weed like easy, and when you're working with permanent vinyl, all vinyl is sticky, but permanent vinyl it's real sticky. So when I couldn't get it to weed easy, I just took the backing off of it and put the whole sheet of vinyl onto my plexiglass, and then did reverse weeding by just pulling the vinyl up that I didn't need. And by doing that, it allowed my letters to stay on the surface of the plexiglass. And here I just need to finish weeding out the ones that has a little bit of vinyl inside the B or the O. And there it is, it's done. And why blend in when you were born to stand out? I love that. I think it's perfect for this particular picture. It's perfect design, and I think it turned out really, really good. So here it is, all finished. Those colors are absolutely gorgeous, and I love the Mandala Peacock feather. I think it looks great. I actually wanted to put a full peacock on here, and then when I found this design, I liked it much better. So these were all inside, and then I took it outside and took pictures of it in the sunlight. And you can see it kind of looks a little bit different in the sunlight, the colors. But it's still so pretty. I just love it. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. And if you have, please click like and share. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, if you ring that bell, and you'll get notified when I upload future videos. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I love to hear your feedback, and I will list all the stuff that I used in this video below in the description box. This one is going up in my Etsy shop, so if you're interested, you can contact me. All that information is also below in the description box. And if you want to support my channel, there's information of how to do that there. And I want to thank you for taking your time to watch my videos, the comments, the likes, the shares. All that stuff is helping me grow, and I so appreciate it. So I'm going to show you, this is another one that was outside, and I'll leave you with this gorgeous looking picture. Look at that design beneath there. I love it. I think it turned out good. And I hope to see you in my next creative escapade. Bye bye for now.